Several days in a row featured above average weather, and going back to last week, we were well above average. Ever since we peaked at about 90 degrees, we've been on a slow cooling trend, ultimately ending up at only 70 degrees for today. But that's 2 degrees off of average. For the first time in a little while, we had near average weather. We'll be trending right back up again in this direction over the next couple days. By the time we get to the weekend, likely around 80 degrees. We get right back into that summer warmth, not necessarily the heat that we saw last week, but definitely getting away from that average weather right after we got it. Many more warm days like this going into next week as well. So looking ahead in the forecast for tonight, down to 62 degrees. That is a lot more like the nights in late August. We don't necessarily have that summer humidity, but this is about as warm as what average weather is like in late August, at least at nights. These overnight hours have been exceptionally warm, mainly cloudy conditions, quiet weather expected throughout the night. As we go into tomorrow morning, very mild start to the morning after that warm night. Temperatures in the 60s over the course of the morning, back to the 70s a little quicker tomorrow, up to 72 by noon, and ultimately will be about 5 or so degrees above average and a little warmer than today, up to 75 under a mainly cloudy sky with slightly breezy winds out of the east. This is leading up to an even warmer trend going into the weekend, and here's the pattern that we're going to be stuck in for a little while. That jet stream goes well up into Canada, so that drags all of that very warm air all the way north into Canada, and the byproduct is we stay warmer than average for quite some time. It's going to be hard to break this pattern down. As you can see, future track goes all the way into Sunday, and we're really not seeing that pattern change shape much. Every so often we have just a little cool air that tries to work its way in, but the actual cool fall conditions just stay bottled up over the west coast, so they'll be dealing with cooler than average weather for a while. Middle to eastern portions of the nation stay very warm over the next several days. Now, as you can see, there are some subtle changes, but we really should be in the 60s for this time of year. Instead, it's the middle to upper 70s and one day in the 80s going into the weekend. Now, as we lead up to that warm up, we see some scattered showers possible coming back starting Wednesday, mainly during the late evening to overnight hours. So a lot of tomorrow stays dry, but be ready for a chance for rain later in the day that we go. And then more scattered showers and storms possible going into Thursday as well as Friday morning. You can see on Future Track tomorrow afternoon, very isolated rainfall. For the most part, we stay dry, but there is a couple little areas of rain that could pop up throughout the evening. Later on Wednesday night, starting out dry, then come those scattered showers and thunderstorms, so there could be a couple downpours that come on through very early in the day before we have more on and off rain over the course of Thursday. Still seeing some showers into Friday morning, warming up for the weekend, and then cooling off again. In your most accurate 10-day forecast, we're ultimately going to stay in the 70s for a while. May not see average weather like this until very late next week. In the meantime, though, just managed to stay within the 4-degree guarantee today. We, because of the cooler air, stayed down below our forecast, but still within 4 degrees. That means that cash total keeps growing, now over $100. Brittany.
Yeah, that jackpot getting higher and higher, Alex. Thanks for that.